Hello, and welcome to today's episode of The Daily Blend. I am your host, AC, and we are joined in studio today by Lara Cox, the education coordinator for Missouri River Relief. How are you?
I'm good. We're getting excited. We're starting our program season as the weather gets warmer.
Okay, now for people who are watching and not listening, they'll see that I am all decked out for catfishing.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But first, just give us an overview of what Missouri River Relief is and what you do.
Sure. We are a local nonprofit here in Columbia, and our mission is just to connect people to the Missouri River. So we do that through river education, river cleanups, and river recreation.
Okay, so river recreation, river cleanups,
Yeah.
and river education.
Yeah.
Okay, so I like that. Three very distinct boxes you can check. Okay, so tell me about your part, which is education. What's the education piece when it comes to the Missouri River?
Yeah, we do all kinds of education programs. All throughout the month of June, we're doing Mornings at the River, which is 0 to 5-year-olds and their caregivers. We do a big field trip called Missouri River Days, where we actually take out every fourth grader in Columbia Public Schools on a boat ride, and then all the way up through adults.
Wow.
Yeah, just as many people as we can get out on the river, learning about it, connecting with it.
Yeah, and so I think I've heard about the big field trip. It's all fourth graders, correct?
Yeah.
And that's from every school.
From every school.
And they all get to go out. Do they fish when they're out there?
They don't.
They don't? Okay.
They get a boat ride, and then we have a couple things on land for them to do. We do fishing with about 40 kids every summer at our summer camp.
Okay.
And that's really fun.
I'll bet it is. I'll bet it is. Do you find that most of the kids who come, they're ready to fish?
Yeah, that's usually one of the days they're most excited for.
I would imagine so. I remember when my kids were younger, they went on some fishing field trips.
Yeah.
And they were always so excited to have their little picture with their little fish that they catch.
Everybody wants to hold up their little fish.
Everybody wants to hold up their fish. So tell me about the catfishing library, because I'm all decked out. I'm ready.
You're ready to go.
I got my life jacket on.
Yeah.
And I got my pole.
Yeah. So basically, we just thought that this would be another great way for people to get to know the Missouri River and spend some time outside. But we also recognize that there's a lot of barriers to fishing financially. It can be expensive, and then also, barriers to knowledge.
Yeah.
Like you were talking about going out with your great aunt.
Yes.
And a lot of us did that. Like I went out with my grandpa as a kid, but if you don't remember how to do it, there's a lot that you have to know.
Yeah.
So we wanted to create a program where people could check out gear for free, borrow it, and then also get some free lessons from catfishing instructors.
Oh, so you get lessons as well.
You can, yeah.
Okay.
We have 2 days currently set up in June 8th and June 22nd. And anybody can sign up, and you get an hour and a half, and you can bring your family if you want. And they should get you ready to go and get you feeling confident to get out on your own.
Yeah, it's the confidence piece for me. Because like you said, we talked about it before we came on. Like I did used to go. We lived in St. Louis when I was little. And there was, I remember it. Like she packed lunches and we were out there all day. Yeah. It is exercise in patience, catfishing.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a big part of it. It's just kind of getting comfortable with the space and really settling in and waiting. It's a lot of waiting.
It's a lot of waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a friend, my fitness instructor. He is a catfisher, and he's like, I love to just get out there and just sit peaceful, vibing. So I imagine it's peaceful.
It is. And, the fishing part is fun, and it can kind of draw people in, but really the goal is to get people just out there enjoying the river. It's a really great way to do that.
Yeah, so I imagine your instructors can help people like me get over that whole, the worm.
Yeah.
Baiting the hook.
Yes, all the kind of gross, creepy stuff. And catfishing has a very special bait called stink bait.
Okay.
And it's exactly as it sounds. It's pretty stinky stuff. So that's an extra fun part of catfishing.
Oh, that's an extra. It's an extra fun part. I like how you said that's an extra fun part. It's stink bait, which means it doesn't smell very good. But it attracts.
It does. They really like stinky things. They can smell from really far away.
Okay. And so, just tell me a little bit about this baby here on the table.
So this is a 3D printed model of a channel catfish. We have a really talented guy named Joshua Newth who makes these for us, and he hand paints them. And he used to be a taxidermist, so he's really accurate. And we just think it's nice to have models for people to know what they're fishing for and get to know these fish up close.
Yeah.
Especially if, it's a little scary for you to get up next to a live one.
Yes. Yes. And so, okay, what's the biggest fish you've seen somebody pull out?
There are some really big catfish in the Missouri River. When we started doing this, we had to do a lot of research because we haven't really gone into the fishing world yet. This is kind of our first endeavor. So we started joining all the Facebook pages, mid-mo catfishing, and people post their pictures, and they can get up to 100 pounds and more.
Oh, my goodness.
They're very big.
What do you do with 100-pound catfish? Like a lot of fillets, or
you could. I think a lot of people just throw them back. Yeah,
throw them back. That's funny. That's funny. And I imagine in about every water body around this area, you're going to have some catfish.
Yeah, they're in a lot of water bodies. They're one of the most abundant fish, and people love to catch them. And especially in the Missouri River, this channel catfish is one you'll find, and then also blue catfish and flathead catfish.
Okay, so there's. Oh, I just learned something else. There's more than one variety of catfish.
There is. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so tell me how people can find you guys if somebody's listening or watching and they said, "Oh, I want to learn how to catfish," or "I want to check out some equipment." Like, what's the process for that? Where can they find you?
So the best way to do it would be to go to our website, which is riverrelief.org. But we're also, as far as we know, maybe the only catfishing gear library. So if you just Google catfishing gear library, it pops right up, and you can go straight to the page. And then there's just a little form to fill out online. It gives us a little bit more information, how many people, what kind of gear you're interested in. And then we reach out and we give you all the information, which is basically, there's a gear shed located at our offices. And you'll get a special access code. So you can go anytime during your window, whenever it's convenient for you, pick it up, grab your stuff, have a great time, bring it back. And then there's also a place to fill out a form if you're interested in a lesson.
In a lesson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then another thing that we support is the fishing permits.
Okay.
So that's something that anyone between the ages of 16 and 64 needs.
Okay.
And if that's also any part of that is a financial barrier or it's difficult to do, we're permit vendors, so we can help with that. We have funds to support fishing permits too. So we try and take care of every part of it just to make it easy and fun.
It sounds like it. Well, it sounds fun, easy. Laura, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.